Welcome to DADS DeFi Space. I'm Kevin. Please like and subscribe. You are on a Saturday live stream. We haven't done one of these in quite a while. Today, we're going to take a look at what happened to Bitcoin and the crypto markets. There was a huge crash. I'm going to get deeper into my DeFi portfolio review. Hopefully, you'll check out the video. I'll add it into the description later. And later in the stream, I'm going to show you how to do a Snuggle Rebalance so you don't suffer so much impermanent loss with your liquidity or yield farming positions. Something that I learned from the UIG group, which we'll talk more about later. So please like and subscribe and ping that notification bell and support the channel by checking out our links below. Yes, they are affiliate links, but you can support the channel if you so choose to do so. We're going to get started by looking at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Yesterday we were at a 22, and today we're sitting at 23, which is basically about the same it has been the entire time. These are the times in the market where we should be running into the burning building, buying our high conviction plays, hand over fist. Now, for me, that would be Bitcoin, and that would be a little bit of ETH, a lot of Solana, AVAX, a little bit of Ton Network, and a little bit of NEAR. Those are my larger cap, higher conviction plays as far as I'm concerned that I feel much more comfortable with in these markets. These are the times when no one is here in the crypto markets. No one here in the crypto markets is usually the time when we should be positioning ourselves into our large cap positions. If you haven't realized, most of your mid and smaller cap altcoins are bleeding terribly, and this is not the environment to put our money into assets that are much more risky. Many of my meme coins that I've cut down my positions on, many of my lower cap plays, minus a few that we'll talk about later, are let's just say I should have unloaded my bags earlier. So what do we do now? Well, at this point in the market, it's not going to be too much longer till we hit our last leg of the bull run. And we don't want to be left behind when that train leaves the station. So, not financial advice. Anything you see here is for education and entertainment purposes only. Disclaimers in the description. But these are the times that not only are we going to put more money into our high conviction plays, we're going to put more money into our more, not stable, but large cap plays as far as liquidity positions. So before we get into today's details, I'd like to look at why the crypto market may have been a bloodbath the last few days. Let's just be honest. The crypto markets have been a bloodbath, and liquidations over the last couple of days have totaled $150 million. Bitcoin fell 2.5K in just minutes, and Bitcoin went to a monthly low of almost $54,000. These are times in the market where we really need to deleverage our positioning. Now, I would be the first to say that I don't have some positions that I'm taking loans out on Aave, but they are very conservative positions, Bitcoin, and I always keep my loan value ratio um, below 60%, and I try to keep it closer to 50%. So, um, let's take a look at this article real quick. Okay. There has been $150 million of Bitcoin liquidations. And this just goes to show you shouldn't be playing with leverage. Leverage wrecks a lot of investors in this market. I'm not saying I've never played with leverage, but if you're going to, not financial advice, never, never play over 5x leverage tops. Really, 2 or 3 is plenty. Those swings in these markets are too great that a huge liquidation wick could easily take out your position. I've had this happen to me before on the Solana network with the Jupiter perpetual exchange, but only when I've been playing around with small amounts of money. Be careful out there in the market. Now, the next thing I wanted to look at during our stream is Bitcoin open interest. Now, open interest is the amount of options and derivative activity on Bitcoin. These are perpetuals, option contracts. We were really high, honestly, up in the $3 billion mark not too long ago. But after these last few liquidations, we have dropped a little bit below the well, I was specifically talking about futures. Futures were around 3 billion, perpetuals 184 billion, but now we're sitting a little tiny bit lower than that. Now, the issue is when the market is going down and open interest is going up, that's bearish. When the market is going up and open interest is going up, that would be bullish. And right now, open interest is, let's look at this on a lower level, like a month. If you look at open interest on this chart, we've gone down a little bit, but we've pretty much been range bound, between here and here. Now, I'd love to see us wick down where we were. Maybe, let's see, 122 billion in perpetuals, maybe as low as 157. And right now, we're still right around 182, so get in there. When this number goes down and price starts going up, it's time to load the boat. At least in my book, it is. Now, that's enough talking about the markets. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin on the TradingView chart. Oh, hold on 1 second. We'll get there. Now, let's turn a little bit of music on while we're looking at the charts. Let me know if the music is too loud for you. Now that we have TradingView loaded up, which is actually looking at the S&P 500 index, taking a quick look at that, we can see we are right on our bull market support band around 5,400. We had a huge dip over the last week. I have been buying a little stocks in my retirement accounts. Yes, I do diversify a little bit. That is important. But Bitcoin is still seen as a risk on asset. Bitcoin being a risk on asset means it follows the stock market at times, and lately we have been following the stock market, dipping down with it. But if you look back from the beginning of August up until this dip happened, we weren't really following the S&P 500. Let's see if we can get some more people to the stream before I move on. I'm gonna share this on X real quick, and then we will get right to the Bitcoin chart. And then if I can, I'm going to see if we can also share this out on Facebook real quick. We'll just cut this out of the video a little bit later. All right, almost there. All right. Let's add this into. Put that up the top. There we go. Hold on 1 second. I'm almost finished here. And then we're going to get right to this in just a minute. Okay, that is not going to work. We'll have to take it from this file. There we go. Let's pin this one up to the top. All right. So we are now going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. You can still see that we're within our support and resistance zone between 51,027 and also 61,000 and say 600. We are not going to be bullish again until we get back above this 61,500 level, which would carry us basically back into the bull market support band. When we have a couple strong daily candles above this bull market support band and our resistance level 61,600, then it's on, baby. And that is when we need to make sure we are positioned for the takeoff. Now, understand this doesn't mean that Bitcoin and the crypto market is just going to go straight up. That's not going to happen. But right now, the market still is pretty bearish. Now, let's take a look at the total three. I don't want to really look at any other charts today, at least right now. But this just kind of sums up the altcoin market. We could actually look at the total two, which also puts Ethereum with all the altcoins, and you can see we are still range bound between 753 billion and 1.2 trillion dollars. That was the high that we reached back in March during the spring. Next, what that tells us is as long as we don't break this, say, $700 billion level, I feel comfortable in the majority of my altcoin positions, and you should too. So as long as we're between 753 billion and 1.2 trillion dollars with the total market cap of the crypto market, the total two market cap, then we are comfortable in our positions. Again, not financial advice. these are predictions, not I can tell the future of what's going to happen. So now what I wanted to do is just take a quick look at the total market. We're just going to go to the top 100 coins today, and we can see on the week Bitcoin down 8%, ETH down 9%, BNB 7.3, and I am running a BNB liquidity pool right now, which went way out of range not too long ago, along with the ETH pool too. We'll talk about that in a minute. Toncoin, with all the bad news, down 15%. Avalanche, not as bad at almost 4%. As you can see here, the market's been down, minus maybe the last 24 hours, things are up a little bit. Enough about prices. You've probably already looked at plenty of prices today. And what I wanted to get into now is my portfolio review. We already made a video on DADS, DeFi Portfolio, and his first 5 positions. And I wanted to give you a minute to look at my next 5 positions in my portfolio. So we are going to my Underdog Investor Group DeFi Income Tracker. This is their simple spreadsheet DeFi income tracker that will also track your monthly income and your yearly income and everything else. If you look here on my dashboard, you'll see my portfolio value has dipped a little bit down from 10,300 or something to 9,300 because of the huge dips in the market. Not worried about that because I hold high conviction assets. And my yearly DeFi income is approximately $15,000 as of, well, that would be right before the dip. So I have not updated all of my yields yet. Yields are down, but this will show you what the yields were a couple weeks ago. So let's look at position 6 of my DeFi portfolio. Boom! We have a VFAT position of wrapped ETH USDC. The value of this position at the time was about $775. We know this is correct. It was way more than 100 invested. It was more like 650 invested. That's right. I don't know where that 100 came from, but that's okay. So I have high conviction in ETH. Now, it has not been performing very well. My conviction is slowly ticking up about Solana and AVAX, but I'm still bullish on ETH. So obviously, I'm going to pull some passive income from the Ethereum network. Specifically, this one is on the base network. I'm farming Aerodrome. I'm managing this position through VFAT. I can show that to you in just a second. The value is $775 up from $650, although I've been compounding rewards back into this one, so the number has gone up, but it's also dipped recently too. I think it's around 8 something. And my average APR was about 150, although at this point in time, we're down to about 100. This one has been a reliable position. And right now I'm about $100 out of range on the wrapped ETH side. So all of my USDC has been converted into wrapped ETH because this is a concentrated liquidity position. More on that in another video. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how to snuggle rebalance your position on VFAT, which will be very useful for some of us out there. Let's move on though, since we're in the portfolio review time, to position number 7. Position number 7 happens to be a radium position of Solana and Render. Solana is a layer 1 that we all know about, especially because of all the crazy degenerate gambling happened on their network. And the Render network, which is a decentralized kind of RWA application where people can use their GPU computing power and sell the unused power, and then people who need that processing power can purchase it. Their coin for their network is called the render token. Now, this one's been earning about 75% yield although again this yield is down around 40% at the time and has been for about the last 6 or 7 days. But this has been a reliable position that when render starts pumping, this liquidity pool starts printing, and we're talking 200%, but it's not necessarily consistent. So I'm not adding much to this one at this time, and all of my fees are being compounded back into either Solana or USDC. So let's move on to position number 8. Position number 8 is wrapped ETH and Arrow, and it's a VFAT position, although I am considering moving this position just back over to Aerodrome, but on a full range liquidity position, so my assets are just 50-50, which is what they are now, and I don't have to worry about managing it. And then what I'll do is I'll just save my Arrow rewards to compound and land off of ExtraFi. That is a strategy, but that'll be for another video. Now, let's look at position number 8. Excuse me, not position number 8. Let's look at DADS DeFi position number 9. Excuse me. So position number 9 has been one of my best cash flowing positions all year, and it's been very stable for me, but I would not call this a stable position. OVN or overnight finance is definitely a very lower cap coin position. So it's very volatile. So this number can fluctuate immensely. Right now, I'm still right around $600, but the yield I'm earning has been anywhere from 200 to 1,000%. And then I have been just compounding the rewards back into the position. When the position is up, $100 to $200, I skim some off the top, add it to my stablecoin position. That's the strategy there. Again, not financial advice, just what I'm doing with my positions. This dad here wants to now show you his 9th position. Oops. So DAD DeFi position number 9 in his DeFi portfolio is another VFAT position. And now this one we're playing with a meme coin a little bit. So we're heading down the risk curve, and I'm actually down a little bit on this position from the initial, but since the last update, I'm pretty consistent around $500 from 450 to 550. So I guess we have gone down about another 18 to 20%. Now this one was a high yielding position. It's not at 500% anymore. My average now is down about 200%. So I've lost a lot of that higher yield on this position, but when the base network kicks back up and retail comes back in and starts throwing money into meme coins, which I do think that'll happen. That is part of my investment plan or thesis, excuse me. Brett will still be more than likely the main meme coin on the base network, so I'm fine providing a little bit of liquidity for base to earn some of that juicy passive income. Now, our final position that we're going to talk about today, number 10 out of 6 through 10 in DADS DeFi portfolio, is a quick swap position of linked wrapped ETH. Now, sad thing about this position, because I am bullish on Link, but this position has not been yielding well. It was down around 20%, and I think it's a way too risky of a position on quick swap to only earn 20% on. I am now looking at, I already liquidated this position off my portfolio, so we're going to take this one off. And what I did was I added the majority of it to my Bitcoin position, but it is down. It's looking right around how much did I invest total? 1900, and the value now is closer to $2,000, around 1950. There we go. Looks better. I'm going to take this position off, and since it is not there anymore, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to throw one more position into the fray. Okay, it'll be this one right here. This technically used to be position 11, but now is going to be position 10. And that is Orca, Sol, BTC, which are two of my most bullish positions. Bitcoin, my inflation hedge, my digital gold, and Solana, which is one of my highest conviction plays in the layer ones. This is just, it's a good liquidity pool to hold two appreciating assets. I've set a wider range, so I'm only really earning about 35% in this pool, but I'm okay with that. 35% still gives me close to, that is not right. I need to add a percentile to this. There we go. About $15 a month and $175 a year. But the good news is I have upped this position. I have put in around $800, and it is now valued around $700. I'm down a little bit on my position. Just want to make sure I get this information in right. Understand that these are estimates, and my yearly income on that is about $245 right now, but I am going to build that position up as the bull market continues. So to summarize, take a snapshot. These are my DeFi positions, and this puts me yielding approximately, I'd have to calculate it, but 1,200 on, or 1,300 on 15 is right around, or excuse me, $1,500 on a $10,000 investment. That's really good. That's above 125%. So I'm very, very happy with that. And if you have any questions about how to get started on your DeFi game, please check out my links in the bottom of the description for the channel Crypto Labs Research. Add them on YouTube using my link if you'd like to support the channel. Download and sign up for the UIG free DeFi course. Yes, I said free DeFi course. Link in the description. I also have pinned that one in the comments. And at this time, if you're interested in being mentored, being involved with probably one of the best DeFi and yield farming groups in this space, I have a link for 20% off to join the UIG, which is approximately, I think it's $97 a month. Totally worth every penny. I'm a member myself. And not only that, you will get 3 recommendations each week. They have an excellent amount of technical analysis courses, how to manage your liquidity positions, investing mindset. There are 4 or 5 live calls a week. And if you want something even more, they have one-on-one coaching and a fast track program. If you're ready for that, I think the minimum requirement is about $25,000 in your positions. Also, at this time, because that's enough of the shameless plug there, is let's take a look at how to snuggle rebalance a position in VFAT. So right now, we are looking at VFAT. VFAT is a liquidity provider, or not a liquidity provider, excuse me, an automated liquidity manager. And let me see if I can go to their main page. They are a multi-chain yield aggregator portfolio manager. Now, before I get into this, you need to understand a couple things about VFAT. This has been a very popular aggregator in the sense of like beefy CLM pools that you are earning extra yield on. You were taking your liquidity positions, these of mine were on Aerodrome, and you were depositing your NFT into VFAT. See, liquidity positions are, they are, your ownership of it is represented as an NFT that's in your wallet. That NFT can be passed around to different wallets. You are giving them possession of that NFT. You must keep that into consideration, because if this gets hacked or it fails or something else happens, you will be responsible, or your money may be gone, your crypto may be gone. So I don't keep all of my positions in place. That's the bottom line. But this has been an excellent aggregator. It's very easy to use, and I'm going to show you how to perform the Snuggle Rebalance, which is a way to not suffer quite as much impermanent loss or trading of your coins and paying fees, but still getting your position back into range in a concentrated liquidity pool, so you don't, so you still can earn that juicy yield. Now, and as I was talking about VFAT, I feel comfortable that they at least have $24 million of total log value, but again, I would not put large amounts of money or crypto into just these positions. I expect this portfolio, once I'm finished, to be approximately maybe 10 to 15,000 once we hit the parabolic part of the bull run. If you look here, we do have a couple of positions I need to manage. We're going to actually perform 2 Snuggle rebalances today. We're going to begin with my portfolio. Hold on one second. It's not reading, so we're going to need to disconnect my wallet, reconnect my wallet. And yes, on this one, I'm using Coinbase Wallet, but I'm going to probably switch back to another MetaMask account, or I've been looking into Rabby Wallet recently. Not that I don't like Coinbase Wallet, but Coinbase Wallet is a very simple way to easily transfer assets back and forth from one of my off-ramps, which is Coinbase, into the wallet, back and forth. It's easy to use, and I appreciate that. I'm having trouble connecting to VFAT, so hold on one second here. I'm going to try to look into this and see if we can fix the problem. Hold on one second here. This would be a good time that, and I know there's only a few people on the stream, that if you would like any questions answered concerning DeFi, or even just crypto in general, how wallet safety, etc., here we go. Then please post those in the chat, and I'm going to get to them right after this. All right, so we are in VFAT, which is one of my favorite automated position managers for yield farming. I put a ton of my Aerodrome positions into here, and today I'm going to show you how to do the Snuggle Rebalance. So the Snuggle Rebalance is something that I learned through the DeFi investing group, the Underdog Investing Group. Again, check out the links below, Crypto Labs Research in my description, and I pinned their free DeFi course in the comments. When you perform a Snuggle Rebalance, the first thing everyone needs to know is you still are suffering impermanent loss. When you put money into a concentrated liquidity position, you have to specify a range of where you're going to provide that liquidity. In this one, that range is from 8,200 to 2,300. Now, I picked those numbers because I performed technical analysis, just simple technical analysis, looking at the weekly stochastic RSI and support and resistance levels to determine 2,300, 2,800 on wrapped ETH USDC on Aerodrome. So right now, since my position is out of range on the left, all of my assets have been converted into wrapped ETH, which I am okay with because I'm bullish on ETH. But my position is down, my position is out of range, and I don't really want to sell a lot of my ETH into USDC to rebalance my position. So I'm going to keep my range around 2,800 on the upper side because I do expect ETH to go on a bullish run eventually. And then I'm going to change my lower position range to right at 2278. Okay. Now on VFAT, I tend to just estimate my positions. Okay. Now we now are at 2257, which is slightly lower than where we are. So when I perform a Snuggle Rebalance, we are going to keep it just slightly out of range here. Now, sometimes I will rebalance it and just right where it's providing the liquidity, right? And sometimes I'll convert a little bit into USDC and go a little beyond the Snuggle right here, where I am going to start earning my yield right away, but at the same time, I'm still keeping most of my position in wrapped ETH. At this point in time, I'm going to actually snuggle a little bit farther, 2250, 2257 in the lower range, and I don't want to do 2400 yet. I want to still keep this around 27. This is going to lower my APR, but I'm okay with still earning 70% on wrapped ETH. Okay. Actually, let's do that 100%. I like that. So the estimate right now, if I run my position right under 2,800, which is close to where it was, to 2257 on the lower end, will earn 100%. Now, I would like to configure my auto rebalance because I want to make sure that not my auto rebalance. I do not want to auto rebalance. I would like to manually rebalance this position, but I do want to set up to our auto harvest if the market starts going up very drastically. I'm good enough that I keep eyes on prices. I know once ETH hits 2,800, I'm going out of range and it's time for me to reevaluate my position. So we are going to confirm the transaction. And now what we're going to do is start earning some yield. Right now we're looking at right around 62%, which is awesome. And we are done with our Snuggle Rebalance. This position right here is actually on Crystal. So I'm going to take you really quick to Crystal Finance, and we are going to check out this other position that looks like it's quite a bit out of range. Now this one has been out of range for 2 days. That's not very good because I rebalanced it not too long ago. That means I did not make my position wide enough. So I am now suffering a little bit of a permanent loss, or I lost a little bit on the upside. Once this loads, which we're having some connection issues here. Hopefully it'll load this time. We're going to go to my Crystal portfolio. I have no other positions in here right now other than this USDT wrap BNB position. I have approximately $7 of unclaimed fees on $700. I did this 7 days ago and it went out of range, which is not very good on my part. And what we're going to do is we're going to rebalance, but I'm going to show you a little bit about how to do this properly. Because you shouldn't just go in and willy-nilly Sorry, my mother is coming out at me right now. And rebalance a position. So it just balanced it off the chart on Fake Crystal. That's just a simple charting software. So what we're going to look at right now is the DEX pair wrap BNB, once my computer starts loading, and USDT on the Binance chain. Give it a minute to load. And we can see in the Binance chain that this wrapped BNB USDT position. I've got to make sure I found the right one. Hold on one second. I need to take this off, and let's see, it's the 0.01. Now, so we're going to find the correct position. We need Pancake Swap 0.01. It's version 3. That's 0.05. There's 0.01. All right, here we go. Let's star this so it's in my account for next time. That's always a recommendation. Like any liquidity positions you have, I try to bookmark them on DEX tools. As you can see some of my meme coin positions here, like Chuanpu and this is an old one I've gotten rid of, Toshi also. But let's take a quick look at this wrapped Bitcoin USDC. I want to go out to the weekly chart because I want to hold on to this one for a little bit of time. So we're going to have to wait for our weekly chart to load. Sorry for the wait. My computer's just acting super slow today, especially with the stream. And you can see right here, we are on the weekly, we're basically range bound between 385. Let's zoom out. And maybe 675. I was running my range between 5 and 600. So let's go down to the daily, see if it gives us some better information. Hold on, let's fit this to screen. There, it's a little better. And let's see if we can. It's just a funky chart, guys. Let's say bottom of this wick is close enough. Let's say about 430 to 450 up to about 550. So I'm thinking around 450 to 600. So we're going to drop our range a little bit. Our old range was 5 to 600. And that was kind of a very quick and sloppy way to determine range. So we were looking at this in terms of US dollars. So we need to make sure that's how we are looking at in this. So we're going to switch our chart to BNB. So we're pricing the BNB and USDT, and we're going to change our 400 to 450 for the minimum. That's about -8. And we'll change this up to our higher range of 600 and see what kind of yield we can get off of this. Give it a minute to load up as it projects our yield. And actually, I'm not worried about the projections. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this position. Deposit it on the BNB network. It's all these Web3 applications we're running, they're bogging down my system as I'm live streaming. So next time we will probably make some recordings ahead of this stuff that I can show you, and we can just talk about it. The stream might run a little better. But let's take a look at our new position, which should have already been confirmed. I did not get the confirmation transaction text. And here's our new position. So our new position, we claim the fees. We did convert a little bit of our BNB back into USDT. That's okay. All right. Because I was making a completely new range on this position rather than snuggling. And I should have explained that in the beginning. Are there any questions? If there's not, I'm going to move on. This is actually was going to be the Q&A session. There's about 3 people in on the stream right now. I don't know if you have any questions for me, but if you do, now would be the time to ask. I'll pull up charts on your favorite coins. We can look at some liquidity positions, or you can just ask me general knowledge questions if you're interested. So if there are any questions, you may post them now in the chat, or you can comment in the description, but I would prefer the chat. Also, be sure to check out our links below. Please like and subscribe to DADS DeFi Space. I'm going to start trying to do these streams at a minimum every other week or once a month at the least. But I will wait just a minute to see if anybody has questions for me. Now, this time I am not seeing any questions, and we went over a lot today, so we are going to stop our stream. So I would like to share with you a short little video at the end, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.